Welcome to another hsextra.com high school football video, Coach's Clipboard Edition. I'm Joe Serrera, and I'm joined this week by Southern Guilford Storm head coach Jason Bradley. Coach Bradley, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Your Storm got off to a rough start with losses to Southeast Guilford and Providence Grove, two very good football teams, but you've won your last five. How did this team turn things around?
I think that's been like the $1,000,000 question everybody's been asking. When we started the season, we knew we had two tough opponents, Southeast and Providence Grove, and we were in debate. We didn't know which quarterback was going to go and advance for us, and both are good kids, both are great kids, both were great competition. And so finally, I think it started with we come to practice one day, and we just give them a little bit of truth. As good as kids as you are, maybe this is as good as we can be. Mm-hmm. And our kids kind of took it a challenge, and I would say for once it was a positive thing. Like, they seen the social media, that we were projected at the very beginning, I think in July and in June, and even at the start of August, that we were predicted we would probably come in dead last or second to last in our conference. And so, I told the kids, I'm like, you can either listen to what other people are saying you're going to be, or you can go to work. And so we had good kids. They didn't quit. And so I think, ultimately, the message of maybe this is as good as we are going to be. And, it kind of fired them up and resonated with them. And so from that point in time on, especially after that Providence Grove week, the focus and the mindset and the things just began to change. It was a culture change. And, I have to give all the credit to the kids, because they started drinking and gulping the Kool-Aid, and they balled all in, and they came to practice willing to work, and they were still coming to practice working hard, and they worked hard, but it was one of those things that I think that they felt like they were left out in the seasons that we were productive and went to playoffs. It was almost like those kids had big names in there. They had rising stars that everybody was talking about, and so I think for our kids it was almost like we don't have the big names, but we can be a team. And as a team, we can achieve a lot. And so I think that's the mentality they've kind of taken on.
What's this team doing well right now on the field?
I think right now for us, we've got all three aspects of the game that kids are just making plays. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like, every week you look, whether it's Connor Fields, Jakari Manning, Jerron Copper, Brian Graham, as far as receivers go, like every week, one of them is going to rise to the occasion. One may have like an off night, but they're still playing hard. They're showing a lot of heart, and then, but they're going to make a play. Jamas is making good reads. He's grown up a lot and showing up, and he's staying in the pocket. And he believes in those guys. And then I think the biggest thing that they will tell you is our offensive line. We don't have a big offensive line. We got one big offensive lineman that looks like a lineman for anybody else that would play. And the rest of them, I mean, we're dealing with guys that are about 5'9" to 5'11" at most. And our center right now, Malachi, he weighs probably about 208 pounds at most, and that's on a good day. But I think it was just them pulling together, and every week they just have to be gritty. And I think that's where it is right now. They're gritty, and then defensively it's the same way.
Well, the smaller linemen, it's not always a disadvantage. I mean, I know last couple of years Coastal Carolina had a small line, and it's low man wins. And if your kids are using leverage and being strong and being tough, that's not necessarily a disadvantage. It's not how you look getting off the bus; it's how you play on the field.
Absolutely.
Who are the leaders of this team for you guys this year?
I think as a coaching staff, that would be. If you could tell us, that would probably be the greatest question that you would answer, and we'd have to pay you $1 million for that, because right now I would say this is one of the few teams in which I don't know that there's one distinct leader. I don't know that there's one distinct guy. Not saying that those kids that don't want to step up to be that guy. I think right now it is just one team, and I think that one team is making that biggest difference. Every week we're coming into play. There's somebody or something that's doing something that we wasn't expecting, whether it's on special teams. Like there's so many different kids. Like I told them, there's like so many unsung heroes in this 5-game win streak that we went on, that if this kid didn't make this play, the outcome could change for us.
What are some of the areas where this team still has a lot of room to grow as you head toward playoffs and all of that?
I think the biggest thing for us is special teams. I
Mhm.
think special teams, we've got to clean up special teams. We got to clean up, our kickoff team. We've got to clean up just some mistakes on offensively as far as that goes. I mean, we've got to, we got to get our feet moving a little bit more. We got some good backs behind us that can run. So we feel like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the kids have gotten used to it. It's we don't come in and say you did a great job and let's do this. We're always talking about things that we improve on. So I think that the better that we can block, the better that we can tackle, the better that we can stay more disciplined, the better off we'll be.
Mhm.
And I think that we're definitely a team that can't afford to get into a penalty war with somebody. We've been very good with staying disciplined this year and
Mhm.
have been the least penalized team, and I think it's come in handy for us.
Mhm. You're heading into a key 2-game stretch in the Mid-State 3A. Obviously, a trip to Eastern Guilford on Friday night, and then a home game against Dudley, 2021 state champion. What do you see from this Eastern team as you prepare for Friday night's game in Gibsonville?
One of the things is Eastern Guilford. I mean, they're talented. I
Mhm.
mean, coach has done a great job over there. He's whether they're skill guys, they're linebackers. I mean, they'll come down and hit you. They've got great skill guys, and then they're big up front. They got a big offensive and
Mhm.
defensive line. So they're not only are you playing somebody that's talented, but you're going to also play somebody that's well coached and disciplined.
Mhm.
And for us, and I tell our kids all the time, like one of our sayings around here is there's no pity in Storm City. Like nobody cares about how many kids we got. We don't care whether we're close to being the 2A or 3A number. Like nobody cares. And so one of the things that I think for our guys, to find success is like number one, I think that our mindset going this game has been different than the years past.
Mhm.
Most time we're going and we've either we're at the 3-game mark. We're hoping that somebody will upset somebody, and we kind of like last year that we could slide in. But this is the year that I think it really means a lot because we're both undefeated in the conference.
Right.
And so this game, there's something we can lose here. There's something we can gain here.
Mhm.
And so for our guys, I mean, going against a well-talented and I mean, they're a great team. You just got to tip your hat and say they're a good team, a good ball club. We're just going to have to play our hardest, and that's the biggest thing we just tell them is go in and play this game like your last 5 games, and just take it one at a time. We take one day at a time, one play at a time, 1 second at a time, because a lot of kids, they kind of bought in what happened to me last year. Like I said, we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know the next second.
Mhm.
So everything we got, let's give them the next second on that clock, and that's kind of our mentality.
Any keys for your team this week against this really good Eastern Guilford team?
I think the biggest thing for us is to, play our brand of ball.
Mhm.
Don't get caught up in, I've told the guys, I don't care what's on social media. I don't care what, anybody's talking about our game or whatnot, is to play our game, play the way that we've been coached, play what we know to do, and go out there and give it your best. And like I told them, that's all I can ask for you. Go play your hardest, play your heart out. And, nobody can predict the future. So let's just go play our hardest and just see where it falls.
Well, it should be a great game Friday night in Gibsonville. Key Mid-State 3A game. Southern Guilford unbeaten in the conference. Eastern Guilford unbeaten in the conference. Can't ask for much more than that. We wish you and your Storm good luck on Friday night and the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.